Welcome to the vCom Solutions Partner Training Series. We're excited to have you here as we dive into how you can unlock new revenue opportunities by solving key business technology challenges for your customers. In this training series, I'll take you through our 3 core products and show how they simplify the biggest pain points businesses face by saving time, reducing costs, and maximizing visibility to drive better outcomes for both you and your customers. By the end of this series, you'll have a clear understanding of how you can use our platform to drive real value while strengthening your role as a trusted advisor. Let's get started. Today, we are focusing on all things operations management, but let's take a quick step back to remind you of what vCom means when we say lifecycle management. So when we're talking about network or mobile lifecycle management, this is what we mean. The 9 phases, problems, jobs, functions, responsibilities of recurring IT spend. And we've already gone through and talked about planning and procurement, so everything that goes into solution design, sourcing, and contract management. Today, we're going to be focusing on orders, assets, and service and support. And in the last session, we'll cover those invoices, accounting, and analytics functions. Ultimately, what are we looking to provide customers and you as their advisors to deliver these 3 key values: saving time, saving money, and giving you an abundance of information. And all of these things also ultimately lead to not only hard, but also soft cost savings. So a lot goes into giving you time back in your day and giving you the information that you need for data-driven decisions. What does our operations management product look like? Well, really, we are trying to accurately track and manage your IT assets, orders, projects, and tickets without worry. So for each of those buckets, when it comes to order management, we're talking about moves, adds, changes, discos, other types of order functionalities, giving you a portal for that, and also giving you project management around all of those different types of orders. For assets, a centralized asset database. This is the bread and butter of our solution, and really what everybody here is looking for, which is an accurate single database for your IT assets. Customer managed asset abilities as well. So if something isn't gone through purchasing through vCom, we also have the ability to add self-managed assets, and then asset to invoice linking. So tying those pesky little charges to those assets so you know exactly how much you're paying for them. And with service and support, that looks like vendor ticketing portal capabilities, vendor escalation and troubleshooting support, customer managed tickets to go along with those self-managed assets that you can add, and NOC Operations Center and traffic monitoring. So we have, when it comes with lifecycle management, kind of like this basic monitoring for you, but we also have an additional circuit performance management that we can layer on to your assets, so you have proactive monitoring on these as well. So what does the asset management status quo look like? Without the support of vCom or other various teams and tools, what are the challenges associated with managing your operations for IT assets? Orders stuck in slow, disorganized process, let alone keeping track of your orders. Inaccurate, difficult to maintain asset records. Many times we see customers have a singular snapshot or just a one-time look at it, but they haven't added any new assets to it in a while, or the person that was tracking it had a version on their laptop and who knows where that is now. You get the idea. Delays during service outages and lengthy resolutions. Great. So when it's the most critical, you're dealing with, can I find that number to call in? And where was the escalation procedure? And am I speaking to the right person on the phone? Difficulty with escalations and managing SLAs. Paying for unused or underutilized services. So if you don't have that accurate repository, good luck figuring out what exactly on there you may not need anymore and you shouldn't be paying for. Or it's definitely underutilized that you can optimize or even eliminate. Costly issues due to lack of automated alerts. So if you don't have support in understanding where you're at with your usage, how can you make sure to minimize any overage? And then disconnected systems that create more work and room for errors, as well as lack of budget for additional support. So trying to run on a lean team, which we all are doing here, but can oftentimes be a struggle when you're just trying to get through the day-to-day. So the overall pain points: overpaying for services because of an unclear environment, operational inefficiencies that waste a lot of critical time, and chaos and increased service downtimes when it matters most, which is just the absolute worst. That being said, as always, the best way to give you an idea of how vCom Solution supports operation management is to show you in vManager. So let's hop in. Welcome back to vManager. If you have any questions on the home screen or the ribbon of navigation across the top, go ahead and check out the first part in this series, Planning and Procurement, where I covered those things. But for now, let's get straight into ops management because there's a lot to cover here, and this is really the bread and butter of our vManager and product solutions. So you've gone through the sourcing process, and now you have open orders. The contracts have been approved, the orders are open and being placed. You would navigate to the orders menu here under the orders module, and this is where you're going to see a repository of all open orders, but we also show a history of closed and canceled, and considering we don't have any open orders today, we're going to look at closed, but it gives you the same experience, as you will shortly see. So when it comes to orders, assets, and tickets, we organize these menus all the same for ease of use, but also because this is showing a centralized repository, but each technology has a little bit of different needs here. So we separate them out by the different technology types: mobile, collaboration, cloud, hardware, SaaS, and networks. And then each one is organized the same with search fields across the top. And then all the grids are smart grids too. So there are sorting and filtering capabilities in the smart grid. Now, at a high level, you're already seeing great information associated to this order, and you only have to log into vManager to find it. You don't have to make a phone call. You don't have to send an email for an update or log into multiple different portals to manage all of your different carrier orders. They're all going to live here. And obviously, all these details are great, but most importantly, you're going to be able to see the stage that they're at and the owner that they're with on the vCom team. So it's not just a nameless so-and-so helping you on the back end. Our project management team are experts at navigating orders with our customers and carriers, and you're going to be able to see their names here of who exactly is supporting you with all these different orders and who you're communicating with around the order. And then to get more details, you're going to click into that ID number. Really, any text in vManager that's blue and becomes a hyperlink when you hover over it is drillable for more information. And you continue to see important dates and relevant pieces of information, that billing effective date at the top. And since this is the demo environment, it's not an open order. It's blank right now, but anything else relevant like firm order confirmation dates, TTU dates, things like that are going to be listed here. We also keep all notes and communication tied to that order. So even though we are sending you a bunch of emails back and forth, you don't have to dig in your inbox. If you're in vManager, you can find all the most recent communication here. And then as you may notice from the button in the bottom, there is a new note option as well. So you can add an update straight from here, and our teams are going to get notified. We also tie back the information to the services, so you don't have to navigate away from here to see what inventory items this order is associated to. We have order contacts, attached files if you need that as well, and then related orders. So tying a history, if this was related to a disconnect as well because it was displacing something, we'd tie that disconnect in here and you could click into it from here. So that's what orders look like for network. I can go ahead and show you an example of what mobile looks like too. Same great pieces of information in the main grid. Slightly different, but very, very similar. You got your service info, order contacts, attached files, related orders, notes. Different things here with mobile is there's an order history tab. So as this order changes statuses, since mobile orders move a lot faster, you can see this tracked here, when it happened, who completed that, and then a notification tab. So unlike a lot of the manual communication with network orders, mobile has a lot of auto-generated notifications going out. Like you can see submitted to carrier, completed, if there was shipping associated, shipping confirmation, things like that. So we have a notifications tab to support with that. So really streamlining and giving you total visibility in a single space across your technologies and across the vendors. And what is the point in storing all of that information and having all those details? It's really getting to a central repository of your assets here in the inventory menu. Organized the same as orders, got your spend tabs across the top, your search fields, and your smart grid functionality. And even at a high level, you're seeing valuable pieces of information in the main grid, like the location, the service type, that reference ID. You also have the customization opportunities that I mentioned in previous video, where you can do a custom naming convention here in the inventory name field, and that flows through to other areas of the tool as well. And you can see this is how vCom utilizes it, but it's inline editable. So a customer can put whatever they want in here. And of course, contract information and statuses as well. And let's just click into the DIA here at the top so you can get an idea of all of the attributes stored against this. So this is what vCom captures in that order process and flows through to the asset. And we are the ones responsible for keeping this information updated, so it is an accurate repository with the most recent details that a customer can reference whenever they need. And we do keep a whole story and history associated to the asset as well. So connecting the dots with cost center assignments, showing that history of related cases and related orders. If it's a quantum shift asset, we're adding all of the cost information associated to these network services as well, keeping the service order, and then again, notes again. So even though there's no open order against this asset right now, if you need to notate it, something that your team should also see, we have a notes tab. And when you need to get requests open against a service, you can come to the hamburger menu here in the top right and see all of your order or ticket request options. So this is what it looks like for network. And let's drill into a mobile asset so you can see what it looks like for mobile as well. Here's all the inventory details. And then again, the hamburger menu in the top right showing all of your different order options. Obviously, there's a lot more here to support mobile. Ultimately, when you utilize any of these options, you don't have to wait again for confirmation. You know it's happening and being worked with by our teams, because then you can go to the orders or tickets menus and see them in action. Last but certainly not least, here is tickets under the trouble tickets menu. And this is for when you are experiencing service disruptions and want to get support. Organized just the same as orders, very, very similar in the sense you have all of your tickets here. We keep history of closed and canceled. You saw in assets how we're tying that back. And you can just click onto the ticket ID number to get details and information. Something to understand about our network lifecycle management offering is that it comes with the NOC and a basic level of monitoring associated, but we also have the option to add on circuit performance management, which is going to give you much more robust monitoring as well as proactive ability to support you when services are down. For example, being able to identify with that monitoring if something is down, maybe when nobody's even in the office. It's 2 a.m. and instead of waking up at 8 a.m. and seeing that it's down and getting the ticket opened then, because you have the circuit performance management, we can open that ticket on your behalf proactively, and ideally, hopefully, in a situation like this, that trouble ticket would be resolved even before you head into the office, but you do get full visibility in vManager, again, of all of those tickets and statuses. And when you click into them, this is what you see. So you have your comments that were included when it was opened, the reasons that were selected, again, the owner. So who exactly are you talking to that's supporting you on these tickets? And many, many of our customers have great relationships with our order project managers as well as our NOC team supporting on trouble tickets because, of course, they know who they're talking to and communicating with. We keep notes, and you have the ability to add a new note straight from here. You don't have to navigate to your inbox to do that. We track contacts associated, inventory assets, again, so you don't have to navigate out of this ticket to find the inventory details. And then if you need to attach a file, that is here as well. So hopefully you're seeing through that demo how we are all about full transparency and visibility and all of the different ways that our teams do support operations management on the back end and then provide that visibility and centralization in vManager for you. So we're really just doing some of the heavy lifting of some of the hardest challenges associated to operations management and then giving you full visibility into that. All right, now you can see how operations management works in vManager. So let's quickly wrap up here with the benefits that customers can receive and you as their advisors can experience when working with vCom on operations management. So real-time updates and full transparency. This is the big, huge one when it comes to operations management. So real-time updates on your assets, those orders, those support tickets and seeing full transparency of what's happening at every stage of the process with those requests, a single source of truth for data. So only one place to go. Again, no matter the carrier, we do not care which carrier or vendor your services are with. We just care that you have a single central repository and accurate information associated to those assets. Proactive monitoring and management, which we talked about, comes with Lifecycle Management, and you can even upgrade on your circuits to Circuit Performance Management. Streamlined processes with API integration. So just for your information, there's no swivel chair happening on the back end between vCom and vendor portals and information either. This is a seamless integration with those vendors and the vManager tool. So there's not back and forth happening either that you're just passing off to someone else. We are connected, and that is how we're able to provide a streamlined solution. Expert support team for seamless operations. So we talk about support a lot when it comes to our technology solutions experts, but our experts are also in these processes and procedures. The people supporting your orders, our project managers, are doing this day in and day out for many customers, not just for you. And again, our NOC, it's a dedicated NOC, right? They are the experts at handling those trouble tickets during times of crisis. Ongoing asset management and customization. There are a lot of customization opportunities, including custom naming conventions available to you. And like I said, the opportunity to upload your own assets too, and streamlined workflows and scalable solutions. So ultimately the outcomes here is streamlined management and reliable data, full transparency and business continuity. Not to worry if someone moves away from your customer's teams, or maybe it's your, best relationship or contact on that account. Thanks to vManager, you'll now have visibility and be able to come up to whoever the next person is going to be working with you in that partnership and look like an expert because you have their environment in vManager, as well as an extension of your team providing personnel relief. Personnel relief both for your customers and for you. That wraps up the operations management session of the partner training series. I hope you found this helpful in understanding how our solutions help you simplify IT management for your customers while creating new revenue opportunities for your business. If you have any questions or need support, don't hesitate to reach out to our VP of Partner Success, Jessica Van Vorst. Here is her email. Or you can also find additional resources on our website, vcomsolutions.com, or on our LinkedIn. Thanks for joining.